Ashtarashatashmad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashatashmad Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashatashmad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashatashmad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashatashmad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitil Pravishta Mahā-Bhagavat Srila Gokṣadas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitil Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Nitil Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupano Gaudiya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dashraghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Nama Chai Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sarva Abhishta Bharata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund Ki Jai. Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya Ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Ki Jai. What is it? Shashtaskanda, I think that's how you say it. Shashtaskanda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. I just, actually, something interesting happened. I purchased this mic on a Kickstarter campaign, but then I canceled it and they sent me my money back, but they ended up sending me the mic as well. So I have this now. I'm curious to hear though what the sound is like. But yeah, see, it has a camera, microphone, and light. Yeah, so I pretty much just got this for free. It came a year later also. More than a year later. I think I got this, I ordered it before the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam reading began, and then I canceled it, and they sent me my money back, and then all of a sudden, just yesterday, it randomly came in the mail. So, yeah. All right, let me share my screen now. Dandavat pranams, Madhavi Didi and Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji. How come what the heck is going on? It's not letting me share my screen. This is the most bizarre thing in the world. I wonder if the mic is interfering with me sharing my screen. Let me try unplugging it. Now let me try. Yes, now it works. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmad-Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namine. Oh God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This is acting all weird. Audio input, come on. Hare Krishna. Yeah, now it's not coming from the mic. Anyways, I don't want to waste time here. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmad-Bhakti Vedanta Narayanati Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Gurube Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha Yang pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam dvaipayano virahakatara ajuhavo Pudreti tanmayataya taravo bhinedu stang sarva bhuta hridayam munimanatosmi Narayanam namaskrityam narang chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet Shrinvatang Svakatha Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hridantasto Yapatrani Vidhunoti Suhritsatam Nashta Prayeshvavadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Tavai Vasmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti vigyaya radhe tvam nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay kshiptashtakamattitarangamathe kripa maitam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Just testing it out. Yes. Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. It's working, right? Like you can hear my voice next to the mic. Hare Krishna. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to test it out. So, alright. Who else is here? Kagaraji, Dandavat Pranams, Hare Krishna. Alright, so let's see what we read yesterday. And I don't know who else is there, if Rup Manjari is there, or whoever else, but Dandavat Pranams to everybody. So, we read about, we read the descendants of Aditi and Diti. And then we read Parīkṣit Mahāraja's question about the Maruts and Diti's service to Kashyapa. He said, why did Indra convert persons born with demoniac mentalities into demigods? Why did he make the Maruts demigods? Diti's sons were killed by Lord Vishnu to help Indra. Being angry, she desired a son to kill Indra. Therefore, she served Kashyapa constantly and captivated him. Then Diti's desire to kill Indra and Kashyapa's reflections. Kashyapa glorified a devoted wife and promised Diti to fulfill her desires. Then Diti requested a son who could kill Indra. Kashyapa lamented. Kashyapa instructs Diti in the... he says, I have been captivated by my wife. I am to be condemned. Who can understand women? No one is dear to them. I have a suitable solution for her desire. And then he instructs Diti in the puṁsavana vow. He tells her the do's and like what to do in the vow and what not to do. Then Diti became pregnant and started faithfully discharging the vow. And Indra served her deceitfully, just to find faults in her execution. As soon as Diti made a mistake, Indra entered her womb and cut the embryo into 7 parts, and then cut each one of those 7 parts into another 7 pieces. And thus the 49 Maruts were born. Glorification of and worshipping the Transcendental Lord. Just as Parīkṣit was saved by the Lord in the womb, the Maruts were also saved by the Lord's mercy. Being purified, Diti was pleased to see her 49 children. Upon being asked, Indra revealed to her the truth, glorified her devotional service, begged forgiveness, and left to heaven with the Maruts, his brothers. And remember, this whole chapter is continuing on from chapter 6. We read, about the descendants of we read about all of Kashyapa's wives and their descendants, and we read a bit about Aditi, and now we're reading about his last wife, the 17th wife, Diti. She's the mother of all the demigods. Yeah, see, there's Kashyapa and Aditi gave birth to the 12 Adityas, of which one is Vivaswan is the sun god, right? And Aryama, Pusha, Twashta, Savita, Bhaga. Yeah. And then Kashyapa and Diti gave birth to Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, and also the Maruts, 49 Maruts. But they had no sons. And Hiranyakashipu, let's look at Hiranyakashipu. Married Kayadu, and she gave birth. She's a daughter of Jamba, a descendant of Danu. Okay, and Kayadu gave birth to 4 sons: Sanghlad, Anuhlad, Hlad, and Prahlad. Okay, and Prahlad gave birth to Virochan, and Virochan from Prahlad came Virochan, and from Virochan came Bali Maharaj and Ashana. Bali Maharaj and Ashana had 100 sons headed by Bana, Lord Shiva's most celebrated associate. Interesting. Oh, and they had one daughter. Hiranyakashipu and Kayadu had one daughter named Simhika, and she married Viprachiti, who gave birth to Rahu. Oh wow, so Prahlad and Rahu are cousins. That's interesting. Alright, so now we will continue on. We're going to be reading the last chapter of the 6th canto. Performing the puṁsavana ritualistic ceremony. And this isn't such a long chapter, so we'll end early today. This chapter explains how Diti, Kashyapa Muni's wife, executed Kashyapa Muni's instructions on devotional service. During the first day of the bright forenight in the moon in the month of Agrahayan, that's November-December, every woman, following in the footsteps of Diti and following the instructions of her own husband, should begin this puṁsavana-vrata. In the morning, after washing her teeth, bathing, and thus becoming purified, she should hear about the birth mystery of the Maruts. Then, covering her body with a white dress, oops, what the heck? That was very interesting. Huh. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so covering herself with a white dress, her body with a white dress, and being properly ornamented, before breakfast she should worship Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi, that's a fortune, Lord Vishnu's wife, by glorifying Lord Vishnu for his mercy, patience, prowess, ability, greatness, and other glories, and for how he can bestow all mystic benedictions, while offering the Lord all paraphernalia for worship, such as ornaments, a sacred thread, scents, nice flowers, incense, and water for bathing and washing his feet, hands, and mouth. One should invite the Lord with this mantra: Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahanubhavaya Mahavibhutipataye Saha Mahavibhutibhir Balim Upaharami. Then one should offer 12 oblations while chanting this mantra: Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Swaha. One should offer obeisances while chanting this mantra 10 times. Then one should chant the Lakshmi Narayan mantra. If either a pregnant woman or her husband regularly discharges this devotional service, both of them will receive the result. After continuing this process for 1 full year, the chaste wife should fast on the Purnima, the full moon day of Kartik. On the following day, the husband should worship the Lord as before, and then observe a festival by cooking nice food and distributing prasad to the Brahmins. Then, with the permission of the Brahmins, the husband and wife should take prasad. This chapter ends by glorifying the results of the puṁsavana function. Shirāja. Just want to check again. Okay, it's still the Web Mic Pro. Dandavat pranams Prajumna Prabhu and Mantramurti Mataji. Oh, sorry to hear you're not feeling well. This is a highlight of my day. That's really makes me really happy. Thank you. Shirāja vratam puṁsavana-vrata bhavitaya dudiritam tasya vedituma ichchami yena Vishnu prasiddhati. Maharaj Parīkṣit said, "My dear Lord, you have already spoken about the puṁsavana vow. Now I want to hear about it in detail, for I understand that by observing this vow, one can please the Supreme Lord Vishnu." Shri Shuka Uvacha Shukle Marga Shire Pakshe Yoshir Bhartur Anugyaya Arabheta Vratam Idang Sarvakami Kamadita Nishamya Marutam Janma Brahmanam Anumantracha Snatva Shukla Dati Shukle Vasita Lankritambare Pujayet Pratarashat Prag Bhagavatam Shriya Saha. Śukadeva Gosvāmī said, on the first day of the bright fortnight in the month of Agrahayan, November-December, following the instructions of her husband, a woman should begin this regulative devotional service with a vow of penance, for it can fulfill all one's desires. Before beginning the worship of Lord Vishnu, the woman should hear the story of how the Maruts were born. Under the instructions of qualified Brahmins in the morning, she should wash her teeth, bathe, and dress herself with white cloth and ornaments, and before taking breakfast, she should worship Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi. White ornaments. Alamte nirapekshaya purnakama namostute mahavibhuti pataye namah sakala siddhaye. She should then pray to the Lord as follows: My dear Lord, you are full in all opulences, but I do not beg you for opulence. I simply offer my respectful obeisances unto you. You are the husband and master of Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, who has all opulences. Therefore, you are the master of all mystic yoga. I simply offer my obeisances unto you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A devotee knows how to appreciate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Purnam Ada Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vishishyate. It's the invocation verse to Ishupanishad. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete, and because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. Therefore, to take shelter of the Supreme Lord is required. Whatever a devotee needs will be supplied by the complete Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tesham nitya bhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Bhagavad Gita 9:22. Therefore, a pure devotee will not ask anything from the Lord. He simply offers the Lord his respectful obeisances, and the Lord is prepared to accept whatever the devotee can secure to worship him, even patram pushpam phalam tayam, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water. There is no need to artificially exert oneself. It is better to be plain and simple with respectful obeisances. It's better to be plain and simple and with respectful obeisances offer to the Lord whatever one can secure. The Lord is completely able to bless the devotee with all opulences. Yatatam kripaya bhutya tejasa mahima mojasa jushta isha gunai sarvais tatosi Bhagavan Prabhu. O my Lord, because you are endowed with causeless mercy, all opulences, all prowess, and all glories, strength, and transcendental qualities, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of everyone. Purport. In this verse, the words Tatosi Bhagavan Prabhu mean, therefore, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of everyone. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is endowed with all 6 opulences in full, and moreover, he is extremely kind to his devotee. Although he is full in himself, he nonetheless wants all the living entities to surrender unto him so that they may engage in his service. Thus he becomes satisfied. Although he is full in himself, he nonetheless becomes pleased when his devotee offers him patram pushpam phalam toyam, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water, in devotion. Sometimes the Lord, as the child of Mother Yashoda, requests the devotee for some food, as if he were very hungry. Sometimes he tells his devotee in a dream that his temple and his garden are now very old, and that he cannot enjoy them very nicely. Thus he requests the devotee to repair them. Sometimes he is buried in the earth, and as if unable to come out himself, he requests his devotee to rescue him, like Madhavendra Puripad. Sometimes he requests his devotee to preach his glories all over the world, although he alone is quite competent to perform this task. Even though the Supreme Personality of Godhead is endowed with all possessions and is self-sufficient, he depends on his devotees. Therefore, the relationship of the Lord with his devotees is extremely confidential. Only the devotee can perceive how the Lord, although full in himself, depends on his devotees for some particular work. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita 11:33, where the Lord tells Arjuna, Nimitta matram bhava savyashachin. O Arjuna, merely be an instrument in the fight. Lord Krishna had the competence to win the battle of Kurukshetra, but nonetheless, he induced his devotee Arjuna to fight and become the cause of his victory. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was quite competent enough to spread his name and mission all over the world, but still he depended upon his devotee to do this work. That means Srila Prabhupada is talking about himself here. Considering all these points, the most important aspect of the Supreme Lord's self-sufficiency is that he depends on his devotees. This is called his causeless mercy. The devotee who has perceived this causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by realization can understand the master and the servant. See how much Srila Prabhupada didn't take ownership for, is that ownership? Like, he didn't feel like it was him who did this miraculous thing of spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. But he saw the Lord is able to do this himself. But he was so merciful to give me this opportunity to serve him. Even though, he doesn't need me to do this. That is Srila Prabhupada's mood here in this purport. This is called his causeless mercy. Even though Srila Prabhupada went through so many hardships, like unimaginable hardships, still he saw it all as the Lord's mercy, this service. Vishnu Patni Mahamaye Mahapurusha Lakshane Priyetha Me Mahabhage Lokamatar Namostute. Just want to check everything's still running okay? Cool. Oh, my internet's not. Anyways, I don't know what to do about that. After profusely offering obeisances to Lord Vishnu, the devotee should offer respectful obeisances unto Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. And the devotee should pray as follows. O wife of Lord Vishnu, O internal energy of Lord Vishnu, you are as good as Lord Vishnu himself, for you have all of his qualities and opulences. O goddess of fortune, O mother of the entire world, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. The Lord has multifarious potencies. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate. Okay, my internet's quite fast right now, so I guess it is working. The Lord has multifarious potencies. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate. Since Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is the Lord's very precious potency, she is addressed here as Mahamaye. The word Maya means Shakti. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme, cannot exhibit his power everywhere without his principal Shakti. It is said, Shakti Shaktiman Abed. Shakti Shakti Matayor Abed also. The power and the powerful are identical. Therefore, Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is the constant companion of Lord Vishnu. They remain together constantly. One cannot keep Lakshmi in one's home without Lord Vishnu. To think that one can do so is very dangerous. To keep Lakshmi or the riches of the Lord without the service of the Lord is always dangerous, for then Lakshmi becomes the illusory energy. With Lord Vishnu, however, Lakshmi is the spiritual energy. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahanubhavaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Saha Mahavibhutibir Balim Upaharamiti Anenahar Ahar Mantrena Vishnur Avahanarkya Padyo Pasparshana Snana Vasa Upavita Vibhushana Gandha Pushpa Dupa Dipo Paharadupacharan Susama Hitopaharet. My Lord Vishnu, full in 6 opulences, you are the best of all enjoyers and the most powerful. O husband of Mother Lakshmi, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are accompanied by many associates such as Vishvaksena. I offer all paraphernalia for worshipping you. One should chant this mantra every day with great attention while worshipping Lord Vishnu with all paraphernalia, such as water for washing his feet, hands and mouth, and water for his bath. One must offer him various presentations for his worship, such as garments, a sacred thread, ornaments, scents, flowers, incense, and lamps. Purport. This mantra is very important, anyone engaged in deity worship should chant this mantra as quoted above, beginning with Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya. I don't know what these X's are about. Anyways, it doesn't look like there's anything missing from the word for word. So, Havishesham cha juhayad anale dvadashahuti. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Swaheti. Śukadeva Gosvāmī continued, after worshipping the Lord with all the paraphernalia mentioned above, one should chant the following mantra while offering 12 oblations of ghee of the sacred fire. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Swaha. Shriyam Vishnum cha Varadha Ashisham Prabhavavubho Bhaktya Sampujaye Nityang Yadi Chet Sarvasampada. If one desires all opulences, his duty is to daily worship Lord Vishnu with his wife, Lakshmi. With great devotion, one should worship him according to the above-mentioned process. Lord Vishnu and the goddess of fortune are an immensely powerful combination. They are the bestowers of all benedictions and the sources of all good fortune. Therefore, the duty of everyone is to worship Lakshmi Narayan. Purport. Lakshmi Narayan, Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi, are always situated in everyone's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddesharjuna Tishtati. Bhagavad Gita 1861. However, because non-devotees do not realize that Lord Vishnu stays with his eternal consort Lakshmi within the hearts of all living entities, they are not endowed with the opulence of Lord Vishnu. Unscrupulous men sometimes address a poor man as Daridra Narayan, or Poor Narayan. This is most unscientific. Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi are always situated in everyone's heart, but this does not mean that everyone is Narayan, especially not those in poverty. This is a most abominable term to use in connection with Narayan. Narayan never becomes poor, and therefore he can never be called Daridra Narayan. Narayan is certainly situated in everyone's heart, but he is neither poor nor rich. Only unscrupulous persons who do not know the opulence of Narayan try to afflict him with poverty. Praname dandavar bhumo bhakti pravena chetasa dashavaram japen mantram tattastotram udirayet. One should offer obeisances unto the Lord with a mind humbled through devotion. While offering dandavats by falling on the ground like a rod, one should chant the above mantra 10 times. Then one should chant the following prayer. Yuvang tu vishvasya vibhu jagata karanam param iyang hi prakriti shukshma maya shaktir duratyaya. My Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi, Goddess of Fortune, you are the proprietors of the entire creation. Indeed, you are the cause of the creation. Mother Lakshmi is extremely difficult to understand because she is so powerful that the jurisdiction of her power is difficult to overcome. Mother Lakshmi is represented in the material world as the external energy, but actually, she is always the internal energy of the Lord. Acha, Swami Vivekananda, who says Daridra Narayan. That's interesting, I didn't know that. Tasya adishvara shakshad tameva purusha para tam sarva yagya iyeyam kriyeyam phalabhog bhavan. My Lord, you are the master of energy, and therefore you are the supreme person. You are sacrifice, sacrifice personified, yagya personified. Lakshmi, the embodiment of spiritual activities, is the original form of worship offered unto you, whereas you are the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Guna Vaktiriyam Devi Vyanjako Guna Bhog Bhavan Tvam hi sarva shariratma Shri Sharirendriyashaya Nama Rupe Bhagavati Pratyayastam Apashraya. Mother Lakshmi, who is here, is the reservoir of all spiritual qualities, whereas you manifest and enjoy all these qualities. Indeed, you are actually the enjoyer of everything. You live as the supersoul of all living entities. Aid the goddess of fortune. You live as the supersoul of all living entities. Aid the goddess of fortune in the form of their bodies. I think that is supposed to be in. Oh God, I don't understand this sentence. Anyways, you aid the goddess of fortune in the form of their bodies, senses, and minds. Anyways. She also has a holy name and form, whereas you are the support of all such names and forms and the cause of their manifestation. Should I look this up? Because that just didn't make sense to me. Text 13. Let me just see. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 6:19. 13, right? Did I just say 13? Yeah. Let's just read the translation here, because that didn't... Okay, Mother Lakshmi, who is here, is a reservoir of all spiritual qualities, whereas you manifest and enjoy all these qualities. Indeed, you are actually the enjoyer of everything. You live as a supersoul of all living entities, and the goddess of fortune is the form of their bodies, senses, and minds. Oh God, I don't know why I was reading that so strange. She also has a holy name and form, whereas you are the support of all such names and forms and the cause of their manifestation. Sorry guys, that was really silly of me. Okay. Guna Vyaktiriyam Devi. Wait, that's what we just read. Purport. Madhvacharya, the Acharya of the Tattvavadis, has described this verse in the following way. Vishnu is described as Yajna personified, and Mother Lakshmi is described as spiritual activities and the original form of worship. In fact, they represent spiritual activities in the supersoul of all Yajna. Lord Vishnu is a supersoul even of Lakshmi Devi, but no one can be the supersoul of Lord Vishnu, for Lord Vishnu himself is the spiritual supersoul of everyone. According to Madhvacharya, there are two tattvas, or factors. One is independent, and the other is dependent. The first tattva is the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, and the second is the Jiva tattva. Lakshmi Devi, being dependent on Lord Vishnu, is sometimes counted among the Jivas. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, however, describe Lakshmi Devi in accordance with the following two verses from the Prameya Ratnavali of Baladev Vijibhushan. The first verse is a quotation from the Vishnu Purana. Nityayvasa Jaganmata Vishnur Shir Anapayini Yata Sarva Gato Vishnus Tataivayam Dijotama Vishnusyu Shaktayas Tisras Tasuya Kirtita Para Saiva Shistar Abhineti Praha Shishyan Prabhur Mahan. O best of the Brahmins, Lakshmi Ji is the constant companion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, and therefore she is called Anapayini. She is the mother of all creation. As Lord Vishnu is all-pervading, his spiritual potency, Mother Lakshmi, is also all-pervading. Lord Vishnu has three principal potencies: internal, external, and marginal. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted Parashakti, the spiritual energy of the Lord, as being identical with the Lord. Thus, she is also included in the independent Vishnu Tattva. In the Kanti Mala commentary on the Prameya Ratnavali, there is this statement: Nanu kvachit nitya mukta jivatvam lakshma svikritim tatraha praheti nityaveti pade sarva vyakti katanena kala kashte tyadi padya dvaye shuddho pitukta cha Mahaprabhuna swashishyan prati lakshma bhagavad advaitam upadishtam pachid yat tasyas tu dvaitam uktam tattu tad avishta nitya mukta jivam adaya sangatamastu. Although some authoritative Vaishnava disciplic successions count the goddess of fortune among the ever-liberated living entities, the Jivas, in Vaikuntha, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in accordance with the statements in the Vishnu Purana, has described Lakshmi as being identical with the Vishnu Tattva. The correct conclusion is that the descriptions of Lakshmi as being different from Vishnu are stated when an eternally liberated entity is imbued with the quality of Lakshmi. They do not pertain to Mother Lakshmi, the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu. Interesting. Yatayuvam trilokasya varado parameshtino tata ma uttama shloka santu satya mahashisha. You are both the supreme rulers and benedictors of the three worlds. Therefore, my Lord, Uttama Shloka, may my ambitions be fulfilled by your grace. Ityabhishtuya varadam Srinivasam Shriya Saha Tanisaryo Paharanam Datva Chamanam Archayet. Sorry, I should say these verses slower so that you can sing along. Shri Śukadeva Gosvāmī continued, thus one should worship Lord Vishnu, who is known as Srinivas, along with Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, by offering prayers according to the process mentioned above. After removing all the paraphernalia of worship, one should offer them water to wash their hands and mouths, and then one should worship them again. Tatastu vitastotrena bhakti pravena chetasa yagyochishtam avagraya punar abhyarchaye dharim. Thereafter, with devotion and humility, one should offer prayers to the Lord and Mother Lakshmi. Then one should smell the remnants of the food offered and then again worship the Lord and Lakshmi ji. Pating chaparaya bhaktya mahapurusha chetasa priyastaister upanamet premashila swayampati bibhrat sarvakarmani patna ucha vachani cha. Accepting her husband as the representative of the Supreme Person, a wife should worship him with unalloyed devotion by offering him prasad. The husband, being very pleased with his wife, should engage himself in the affairs of his family. Purport. The family relationship of husband and wife should be established spiritually according to the process mentioned above. Kritam ekatarenapi tang patyor ubhayorapi patnyam kuryad anarhayam patir etat samahita. Between the husband and wife, one person is sufficient to execute this devotional service. Because of their good relationship, both of them will enjoy the result. Therefore, if the wife is unable to execute this process, the husband should carefully do so, and the faithful wife will share in the result. She will share the result. Purport. This just reminds me of a letter that my Param Gurudev wrote, that the husband and wife could finish their rounds between themselves. Well, he said that you should both chant 64 rounds. And he said the wife should. He said that the wife can chant 60,000 rounds and the husband can chant 40,000. And between sorry, I got the numbers wrong. I have to see what the numbers were actually. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, 60,000 and 40,000. And then between them they would get 100,000 names every day. Purport. The relationship between husband and wife is firmly established when the wife is faithful to the husband and sincere. Then, even if the wife, being weaker, is unable to execute devotional service with her husband, if she is chaste and sincere, she shares half of her husband's activities. Vishnur vratamidang bibhran na vihanyat katanchana vipranstrayo viravati sragandha balimandanai archer ahar bhaktya devam niyamam astita udvasya devam sve dhamni tan niveditamagrata adhyadatma vishuddhartam sarvakarma samriddhaye. One should accept this Vishnu Vrat, which is a vow and devotional service, and should not deviate from its execution to engage in anything else. By offering the remnants of prasad, flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and ornaments, one should daily worship the Brahmins and worship women who peacefully live with their husbands and children. Every day, the wife must continue following the regulative principles to worship Lord Vishnu with great devotion. Thereafter, Lord Vishnu should be laid in his bed, and then one should take prasad. In this way, husband and wife will be purified and will have all their desires fulfilled. Etena puja vidhina masan dvadashayanam nitvato paramit sadhvi kartike charame hani. The chaste wife must perform such devotional service continuously for 1 year. After 1 year passes, she should fast on a full moon day in the month of Kartik, October-November. Shvobhute pad upasprishya krishnam abhyarcha purvavat phala-śrutena juhuyach charuna sahasarpisha pakayagya vidhanena dadashayvahutipati. On the morning of the next day, one should wash oneself, and after worshipping Lord Krishna as before, one should cook as one cooks for festivals as stated in the Griha Sutras. Sweet rice should be cooked with ghee, and with this preparation, the husband should offer oblations to the fire 12 times. Ashisha shirasadaya dijay pritai samirita pranamya shirasa bhaktya bhunjita tar anugyaya. Thereafter, he should satisfy the Brahmins. When the satisfied Brahmins bestow their blessings, he should devotedly offer them respectful obeisances with his head, and with their permission, he should take prasad. Acharyam agrata kritva vagyata saha bandhubi dadyat patnyai charor shesham suprajastvam susobhagam. Before taking his meal, the husband must first seat the acharya comfortably, and, along with his relatives and friends, should control his speech and offer prasad to the Guru. Then the wife should eat the remnants of the oblation of sweet rice cooked with ghee. Eating the remnants ensures a learned, devoted son and all good fortune. Itacharitva vividaiva vratam vibhor abhipsitartam labate puman iha stri chaitar astaya labheta sobhagam Shriyam prajam jiva patim yasho griham. If this vow or ritualistic ceremony is observed according to the description of Shastra, even in this life, a man will be able to achieve all the benedictions he desires from the Lord. A wife who performs this ritualistic ceremony will surely receive good fortune, opulence, sons, a long-living husband, a good reputation, and a good home. Purport. In Bengal, even today, if a woman lives for a long time with her husband, she is considered very fortunate. A woman generally desires a good husband, good children, a good home, prosperity, opulence, and so on. As recommended in this verse, A woman will receive all these desirable benedictions, and a man will also be able to receive all benedictions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, by performing this particular type of vrat, a man and a woman in Krishna consciousness will be happy in this material world, and because of being Krishna conscious, they will be promoted to the spiritual world. Kanyacha vindita samagra lakshanam patim tvavirad hatakil visham gatim mrita praja jiva sutta danishvari Sudurбhagha subhagarupamar agryam Vinded virupa viruja vimuchyate Yaramaya vindriya kalya deham Etat patam abhyudaye chakarmani Ananta tripti pitridevatanam Tushta prayachanti samastakamam Homavasane hutabhukshi harischa Rajan mahan marutang janma punyam Diter vratam cha bihitam mahatte. If an unmarried girl observes this vrat, she will be able to get a very good husband. If a woman who is avira, who has no husband or son, executes this ritualistic ceremony, she can be promoted to the spiritual world. A woman whose children have died after birth can get a child with a long duration of life and also become very fortunate in possessing wealth. If a woman is unfortunate, she will become fortunate, and if ugly, she will become beautiful. By observing this vrat, a diseased man can gain relief from his disease and have an able body with which to work. If one recites this narration while offering oblations to the Pitas and demigods, especially during the Shraddha ceremony, the demigods and inhabitants of Pitriloka will be extremely pleased with him and bestow upon him the fulfillment of all desires. After one performs this ritualistic ceremony, Lord Vishnu and his wife, Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, are very pleased with him. O King Parīkṣit, now I have completely described how Diti performed this ceremony and had good children, the Maruts, and a happy life. I have tried to explain this to you as elaborately as possible. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 6th canto, 19th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Performing the puṁsavana Ritualistic Ceremony. End of the 6th canto. Hari Bo! We did it. Well, 6th canto is now finished, and tomorrow we will begin the 7th canto, which is Nisringadev, right? That's what the 7th canto is about, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, I'll be leaving on, let's see, today is October 6th, and so, I don't know, I'll have to plan out my Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam readings until I leave. I think on the 12th, though, what I'll do is I'll read, I don't know, let's see, but I'm thinking of, like, reading in advance, and then I on the 12th and the 13th, which are going to be the 2 days I'm traveling, I will, I will read the summaries of the 6th canto, and then on the 12th, and I'll read the summary of the 7th canto on the 13th. And so that way there's no break in our readings. I'm thinking of doing that. We'll see though. Alright. Jai Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shishi. Oh yeah, I'm going to Vrindavan. So I will try to do that. Because it's nice to get a whole, like, all the details of the entire canto in just one go, and so we'll go through everything that we already read, and then also we'll see in advance what we're going to be reading. So I will try to do that in these next days, pre-record those. Jai Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Vihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Shishmad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Shishmad Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Shishmad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Shishmad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Shishmad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Shishmad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Mahā-Bhagavat Srila Gokshara Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Patadashaguna Shara Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandal Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Padatta Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatiya Shashta Skanda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhyai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams. Hari Bol. Oh, and Gargraji, I would love to have your darshan, meet you. So yeah, if you have any plans of coming to coming in the month of Kartik anytime, you can let me know. I think I'll be in Vrindavan for most of all of Kartik. That's my plan. I mean, I'll go to Govardhan, of course, on Anukut Day, I'll go to Govardhan, and on Akadashis, I will probably go to Govardhan. But I think the rest of the time I'll be in Vrindavan, so anytime, yeah, let me know when you come, and that would be really nice to meet you, finally. Alright, Haribol, Jai Shri Radhe. Pradyumna Prabhu, how long in Vrindavan? I don't actually know. I might stay for a couple of months, or I might leave.
It's 8 o'clock.
Like a week after Kartik. I haven't made any plans yet. So, alright. Dandavat pranams everybody. Haribol. See you all tomorrow for the 7th canto. Haribol. Alright, Jai Shri Radhe.